Airbrush, the ultimate tool in miniature painting. It makes our lives easier when priming and base coating, and unlocks our creativity by helping us achieve smooth color blends. The nicer ones, though, can be quite pricey. Well, not anymore. Meet the Mobius 0.2mm airbrush from Gaahleri. It's like the Infinity, but better looking and cheaper than the Ultra. It's so beautifully made they had to put loop in the box, but it also comes packed with cool features. The main body is designed with flattened sides to provide a comfortable resting place for your thumb. There is an inspection hole featuring a view of the needle guide, which also functions as a tightening knob for a seal that prevents paint from flowing backward. The lever has no additional moving parts, making assembly easier. Spiral-shaped nozzle combined with 3 air tunnels inside the airbrush body ensures stable airflow by guiding the air and minimalizing contact points as it reaches the exit. Its extended design also makes it easier to assemble. You also get the air control knob, which features an extended rotation length for more precise fine-tuning. And the detachable paint cap, polished to a mirror finish, leaving almost no surface for the paint to grip onto, making the cap way easier to clean. But doesn't it sound too good to be true? Could this be the ultimate, yet affordable solution for both professional and beginner miniature painters? I spent a good amount of time trying different paints and consistencies, adjusting to find the best air pressure and range from the subject. There was definitely a learning curve, but it was the same even with my first airbrush, the Infinity. However, the Mobius leaked paint with the trigger in the rest position. Something was not right. It turns out the airbrush was fine, and I was the one who made an error. On the Gaahleri YouTube channel I found some great videos on common problems and how to resolve them. I've disassembled the airbrush a few times already, and each time you take the nozzle out, you'll need to readjust also the needle to ensure everything is nice and tight. It's a very precise tool with unique nozzle construction, and I am used to abusing cheap nozzle of fine art, which is the same size, but not as precise. After addressing the issue, it was like falling in love for the second time. The paint flow was consistent, the atomization was smooth, and there were no signs of any past errors. It all looks great on paper, but how did it perform on the model? To start, I mixed ionic paints with a thinner and Vallejo flow improver. To do this, I used the included silicone cap to redirect the air back into the paint cap. Then I began base coating the model. It's worth noting that the Mobius also comes in 0.3mm version, and because it has a larger spray pattern, it's better suited for priming, base coating and basic highlight sketching. It's also more forgiving when it comes to paint dilution and clogging. So if you are a beginner, you may have better time with that. It's possible to equip 0.3 body with 0.2 set of needle and nozzle, but it's not recommended by the producer, since its airflow is specifically designed to work with this diameter. Considering the price, it's also not a bad idea to get both for each specific task. Although 0.2 handle that where it really shines is pinpointing individual parts and small edges. I was able to render highlights targeting each individual section, building up the brighter color without any overspray. With help of Microsol and Microset, I applied decals. And then I covered the model with 2 coats of worn effects. You might not be familiar with this order of painting. Typically, chipping mediums go on before the initial color. But you can't paint highlights this way. I prefer this method as it not only gives you nice contrast and gradients, but also stains the surface a little. And even decals got chipped in the process. Next I reactivated the chipping medium with a wet brush and started to chip the paint in the stippling motion. The Mobius allowed me to precisely apply the rust color along the edges and randomly in the center, something I struggle with using my previous 0.2mm airbrush. Here I would like to mention a 10% discount code Wardrobe Workshop, which you can use through my affiliate links in the description. Not only will you get these airbrushes at a great deal, but it will also support the channel at no extra cost to you. And don't forget to subscribe and check my Patreon. I can see that most people who watch aren't subscribed. Guys, come on. For the next test I wanted to paint red cloak, to see how smooth gradient I will be able to achieve in this scenario. I had noticed a bit of grainy finish before, but I am using thick acrylic paints, so this time I mixed the paint in separate container to better assess the viscosity, which was a good move, because I had to thin them way more than I did so far. First, I applied a layer of white as an undercoat to make the red more vibrant in the highlighted sections. Then, slowly, I build up the color from longer distance to achieve a broader gradient, concentrating the color over the white areas. When it comes to atomization and overall quality of blend from black to red, I couldn't ask for more. Before I give you my final thoughts on the Mobius, I want to note that Gaahleri, since they entered the market in 2023, they put some serious effort into their products. Their photos, videos, and even their packaging are high-end, which shows me their commitment to quality and how serious they are about what they do. I honestly think other companies could learn something from them. And even though they send me this airbrush for review, they don't pay me to say this. I genuinely believe Gaahleri deserves more recognition in the miniature painting hobby. As for the Mobius, well, I think Harden Steenbeck might be in trouble. Thanks for watching, and huge thanks to my friends on Patreon. It was Martin from Wardrobe Workshop. See you in the next one.